Today's video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakura-ko. People ask me if I'm scared of tsunamis and earthquakes, and the short answer is no. Holy crap! This is a lot of water and that is moving fast. Our bathtub. I just hope it's not like devastating. The alarms are going off again. Nothing I can do but be prepared for those situations. Well, the typhoon is officially rolling in. It just started raining a few minutes ago, so I'm definitely gonna have to go run some last minute errands before it gets too bad. Let me show you what it looks like outside real quick. You can see that's starting to get pretty breezy. I've been here in Japan, I've been here 3.5 years. So I've been through like rainy season and typhoon season and all of that stuff. I've never been like overly worried or overly concerned because of the directions that previous typhoons have hit Japan. But this one is like traveling like dead center over where we live, like actually over most of Japan. And once it hits landfall in Kyushu, it should hopefully start breaking and becoming weaker, but this one's being covered a lot on the news, which is kind of stressing me out. So I definitely need to go to the store and just get a few like last minute things. Try not to freak out or worry. The wind started to pick up, the rain just started to come in, and yeah, it's a good time. I just want to check where the typhoon is right now. Yep, so basically it is going to go straight through us. They're already evacuating certain areas of Kyushu, and if we're gonna get as much rain as we normally get, I would definitely tell people to not go to the mountains if you can help it. Last year when it was rainy season and with typhoons, there were just like a ton of mudslides in the mountains, and some of the areas, especially in the small towns, it was deadly. It's kind of one of those things I try not to overthink natural disasters and things like that in Japan because they're going to happen, but I don't want to be like too comfortable either, you know, like I kind of still want to be aware of what's going on just in case. And earlier today there were announcements going on over the loudspeakers out in town, and if you don't know anything about Japan, there's loudspeakers and they chime. So every day during the day in my town they chime at 8 a.m., 12 p.m. and 5 o'clock, and then they also use those alarms and loudspeakers for announcements during things. So during COVID they would do announcements over the loudspeakers about staying home and protecting yourself and everyone around you. Announcements from the government. It's honestly kind of like weird when you think about it. The important thing about those speakers is that they also specifically use them in case of emergencies. So the daytime chimes and bells that they have are to make sure that the speakers are working. So in case of an emergency and they do sound alarms, that's how they know that they're always working. And the very first time that I heard an alarm go off like in town when I lived here, I had only been here like a little bit, I heard sirens going off from the speakers. So I ran outside because I didn't know what to do and I didn't know like any Japanese. I ran outside to see if any of my neighbors were outside because I was like, if they're running outside, I'm gonna follow them because I don't know what's going on, and I was terrified. Turns out if there's 5 long sirens in my town, that means that they're about to release the dam, so to just kind of like stay away from the water. If you can imagine, it's kind of scary and spooky to hear. It kind of feels like you're in a sci-fi movie, but I digress. I'm gonna go to the store now before the weather gets any worse or before shops start closing down, because they will close down in Japan for weather, for safety reasons. So let's go shopping. It's actually not raining as bad as I thought that it was. It is pretty windy though. I feel like maybe I should do some timestamps just for record's sake. Right now it is 2:51 p.m. and this is what the weather looks like. We have emergency stuff already that we keep on hand. Extra batteries, flashlights, non-perishable food, extra water. We also keep cash on us, like emergency cash, literally for emergencies. A lot of people either coming to visit Japan or first moving to Japan or finding out they're moving to Japan get really nervous because inclement weather is kind of big here. You know, people ask me if I'm scared of tsunamis and earthquakes, and the short answer is no, but also yes if I think about it too much. The reason why I'm not scared of those things is because I cannot control the weather, so if something's going to happen, it's just going to happen, and there's nothing I can do but be prepared for those situations. Been in Japan long enough to experience quite a few earthquakes, mini earthquakes, at least 4 a year for every year that I've been here. So they really don't freak me out, and you don't really think about it until it's happening. I will say that I do have friends who have experienced really terrifying earthquakes up near Tokyo. That would freak me out and kind of maybe tarnish my opinion on the experience, but I guess I'm just here to say, like, inclement weather is going to happen, I think, no matter where you live, and it's always going to be scary, and the best thing that you can do is just kind of be prepared for things to happen. Anyway, I'm pulling into a place called Cosmos. It's kind of like a drugstore. If you live in the States, it's like a Rite Aid or a CVS, but a lot bigger. I do have a full-length video exploring this store if you want to see it, but I'm gonna take you guys inside with me to grab a couple of things, and then we're also going to 7-Eleven because I really need to have their frozen pizza in my freezer for the next couple days, just in case. And I'm also just like hoping our power doesn't go out. Like, let's just hope. My husband specifically asked for these. He loves these white ones, and then he also really likes these green ones. Haagen-Dazs makes such good ice cream, but I feel like these are really expensive for the small ones. They're 268 yen each. If you find yourself at the drugstore here, get this mask. I love it so much. It's a sake mask. I also love this brand. The gel face wash is really good. And then they also have these face packs, face masks. These curries make such an easy dinner in a pinch. You can heat them in the microwave or you can heat them in hot water, and we just serve them with rice and vegetables, and it's filling, it's easy, it's quick. You don't have to think about it. If you like hot, you should try this one. It's now 3:32 and the rain is picking up a little bit, but the wind isn't, so I think that's a good sign. I'm gonna walk over to 7-Eleven to get a couple more things as well.
IC カードをタッチまたは差し込んでください。
Mission run errands complete. The weather is obviously only going to get nastier, so we were trying to think of rainy evening activities that we can do together, and we're definitely going to play some board games, but we're also going to go through the Tokyo Treat and Sakura-ko boxes that I just got in the mail. They are today's sponsor, but this is like the perfect activity to do on a day like today. This month's Tokyo Treat theme is spooktacular snacking. So you're gonna have a lot of exclusive Halloween themed spooky snacks and treats inside. This is the heaviest and biggest snack box on the market. You're going to get a lot of full-size items. My husband always takes whatever noodles are in here. Always have whatever seasonal Kit Kats are available, which makes it a really unique package from Japan, because you can only get these in Japan, or if you get a Tokyo Treat box. Sakura-ko themed box this month is in partnership with the Ibaraki government. So the theme is Ibaraki Harvest. So you're gonna have like pumpkin and chestnut flavored items inside. And this box always supports local governments, small businesses, and family owned businesses. And it's the only snack box on the market that I'm aware of that will also include a home item in every box. Both of the boxes come with pamphlets which tell you all about the snacks that are inside, including the allergies and where they're from. It also gives really fun facts about whatever the box theme is and how it pertains to Japan. Ibaraki puffed rice carrot. While carrots are yet another crop frequently grown in Ibaraki, this puffed rice treat is merely playing with the shape or its packaging. It kind of reminds me of that sweet corn cereal. Corn puffs? Corn puffs. Wow, this is very nostalgic for me. Beni Haruka sweet potato cookie. Another famous product of Ibaraki. This adorable cookie resembles the very Beni Haruka sweet potato it is made of, ideal for an afternoon tea break. This is the cutest cookie I've ever seen. You see how it's yellow on the inside and then purple on the outside? It's supposed to look just like a sweet potato. Oh. It has the texture of a shortbread, but it tastes just like a sweet potato. If you've never had a Japanese sweet potato, it's just kind of like a creamier flavor. It's really hard to describe, and it's a lot lighter on the palate. That's good. Tokyo Layer Loaf Maple Pumpkin. Take a bite of fall with this moist and fluffy pumpkin bread lightly sweetened with maple, wheat, egg, dairy, soy, and apple. It smells like breakfast because of the maple. I don't know how they do this, but it's very fluffy and dense at the same time. Always so hard to decide what to try next, but I saw something. This Madame Gelée. Madame Gelée. I actually think that's what it's called. One bite is all it takes. Its juicy filling and rich flavor will give you that burning desire for more. Is it spicy? It's kind of like a gusher and chocolate had a baby. It's like a thick raspberry jelly on the inside, and it literally sticks to all of your teeth. It's really, really, really cool. 10 out of 10. I'm gonna clean up and head downstairs and see what snacks my husband wants to try. But if you guys are interested in getting your hands on either of these boxes, make sure you use the link in my description and code ATLAS, and you'll get $5 off your first box. I genuinely have so much fun going through these, and I know a lot of you guys have finally hopped on the train and gotten boxes yourself, so I hope that you guys are loving them as much as I do. 5:52, and the sirens and alarms are going off again. These are the announcements I was talking about. It's about the typhoon coming. Thank you. My husband filled up all of these water bottles so we have extra water just in case. He made 4 cups of rice, so if for some reason we do lose power, I'm gonna be eating rice for a while. He taped the, why am I losing my words? The curtains. He taped all the curtains in the house because we didn't have enough tape to do X's on the windows. So we're taping these because the winds are supposed to be really, really high. And we don't really know how strong our glass is. So this will help give a little extra protection just in case the glass breaks. And then we also filled our bathtub with water because an announcement came out that the winds are going to be really, really high, and to just fill it with water just in case may be an overreaction, but I'd rather be prepared than not prepared. Also, the announcements that were going on earlier over the loudspeakers outside, some of those announcements were about the dam that was going to be released, and they were releasing the dam because of the rain that we were going to get. So just to kind of like stay away from the mouth of the river and stuff, like expect not actual flooding but controlled flooding. And then it was also telling people, like senior citizens, to seek refuge, or if you knew a senior citizen, to help them seek refuge or just like shelter. It was translating weird, but like just to help them know that they need to find like a safe place just to exist for the time being. I had to go find my phone. It is 8 o'clock, and so now we're gonna just make sure all of our stuff is charged too. 9:58 p.m. We're getting lots of rain, lots of wind. We're gonna bunker down for the night in our room and try to get some sleep. I don't think I'm gonna sleep like at all. We also moved the baby's bassinet into our closet. It's like a bigger style closet, so it fits, so that he is further away from the windows. It's still next to our bed and it's still in the room, but like protected. Good morning. I have really great news. Everybody slept great. Not once did we wake up because of wind or rain. Granted, I don't think it's hit us quite yet, but I'm shocked. And I think that I actually felt rested and was able to sleep through the night because I didn't have anxiety wondering if we prepped enough things or not. I'm gonna check the weather and see what things look like. I think it's just gonna be kind of like gross today, but even right now it's not even like that windy or rainy at all. The rain has really calmed down. There hasn't really been a lot of wind either. One of my friends who lives near the Nishiki River and the Kintai Bridge posted photos on her Instagram stories and videos, and the footage is like crazy. I've never seen the water this high before, so I'm gonna insert some videos. This is what it currently looks like. You can see like the water is crazy high. Parking lots are flooded. The Cherry Blossom Park where we normally picnic is flooded. I've never seen the water this high in the 3.5 years that I've lived here, and what's really scary about that is how fast the water is moving too. And I think what people tend to forget sometimes when these type of things happen is like when I look outside, it looks nice-ish out, like it doesn't look crazy, but the amount of rainfall that we're going to see, you just have to be very, very careful of the riverbanks, flash flooding. The roads can even crumble around the rivers. Like you're just driving or walking on them and you're like, oh, like the weather's fine, but like it's not, because the soil is so drenched. And then possibly in the next week or so, we could even see like mudslides. So you just have to be very, very, very careful. Even though the weather looks fine, that doesn't mean everything else going on around you is fine. The photos and videos that I just showed you of what it currently looks like is like 10 minutes from my house, and there's also a river nearby. I have to walk Gus because he's going stir crazy, so we're gonna go walk him and just kind of like see what it looks like around town right now. Actually seeing like more cars on the road and people, to be expected. Interesting observation I made earlier today was I told my husband, I was like, I think the storm is officially over and it's past because I can hear birds outside. And you know, nature always knows first. Holy crap! This is a lot of water and that is moving fast. There's like bamboo trees, like literally bamboo trees and actual trees. Look at this. Holy crap. Yeah, other people are out here taking pictures too. Look at that. That? I don't know what that is floating down the river. This is insane. This right here is like a driveway, and so you can typically drive your car or walk right down here, and then there's a whole platform right here. So all this water is never normally there. Like you can see there's a boat. That is insane. Like the water is so high. Mother Nature is crazy. Now there's actually some farmland down along the river down here that I want to go see if that's flooded. I'm assuming it is, which would be very, 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 very sad. So let's go walk down a little bit and go see what that looks like. So you can see that the river is obviously super flooded on this side, and then it kind of goes up to a hill, the road, and then it breaks back down on the side. And luckily, because of this, it's kind of like a dam, I guess you would say. None of these roads are flooded. And I know that they had flooding, like a really bad flooding here before, which is why they even like built this a long time ago. Luckily it's here because otherwise all of these homes would absolutely be flooded right now. I'm starting to get really close to the area where it's all like personal farmland, and I can already tell like it's flooded. And I'm not really sure if that's like people's livelihood. Wait, I don't really know if those little vegetable gardens or farms are people's livelihood or if they do it for fun or passion, but I always see people out there working on the gardens and tending to them, so I just hope it's not like devastating to them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's flooded. If you guys can see this road right here, this would typically, you would drive down it, then everything to the right of my hand, and it coasts all the way down to right there. That's all people's farm stuff, and we're gonna go walk down and just kind of see. Ugh, that's so sad. A little garden right here. These are some fruit citrus plants. I don't know what kind they are, but those made it. It's just littered with trash and bamboo. The water was even higher before, so the water's actually gone down from where it is. morning. It is the next day. It's actually about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I've just come down to the river because I wanted to see what the flooding kind of looks like. And nature is absolutely crazy. Nature is terrifying. Nature is also beautiful, but you can see behind me that the river water levels have gone down significantly. It's almost at where it is at normally, but what I'm still observing is like a lot of debris still flowing down, and it's moving really fast, and usually it does not move this fast at all. But I also want to go check on the farms and see what those look like, so let's go head down there and see what we're working with. It's so wild because the water levels were seriously like all the way up to here yesterday. So I'm so glad that they've gone down so much, but you can see that the pillars have collected a ton of debris, like even these huge trees and sticks. Looks like cleanup has already begun in some areas of the farms. It's that, and then you can see how they definitely cleaned up this. They've got bags right there of debris. Just trying to get things back in order. I'm really glad that I came and got an update for you guys as well as for myself on the water levels and what the farmers were kind of dealing with today, because I pictured in my mind that it would honestly be so much worse. It looks like it's a lot of debris. Not that that's not a lot of work, and not that it's not disappointing to have to go through for those families, but I would assume that that's almost best case scenario, because there were still so many plants that are just very resilient, like bushes with like peppers on them, and I saw flowers still blooming after all of that water and how fast it was going. Like, that's a high volume of trauma for those plants to undergo, and they were still standing. So I think those are the positive things. And of course, there's been no news of any mudslides or anything in the area, so that's also very positive. So yeah, I think that's going to be kind of where I'm going to leave you guys with this video and wrap things up. Thank you guys so much for watching this probably lengthy video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.